What's up, Team Tobias? What's up? This is your Quelling Your Query Conundrums. I have no idea where I am. I don't even know what my name is right now.
We haven't done one of these in a while, so
I know. It's me, Lane Haymont, with Jackie Lipton, and the lovely Ann Rose, who has gorgeous glasses, and this is her TV show.
It's not. No, absolutely not my TV show. Absolutely not.
I am totally changing it to Ann Rose's Quelling Your Query Conundrums.
I think that's a terrible idea.
No, I think it's a great idea. And don't forget, December 11th, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, we're having our December Live AMA. I'll put a link in the description below. Hopefully this airs before then.
Who knows?
If not, Anne's glasses will make an appearance either way.
Either way, it'll be fine. It will be absolutely fine. So, all right. So we're going to jump right into it because I actually have a meeting that I have to get on very soon here. So we're going to have to just go for it. You guys, I've not read this. I know nothing about it. I am going to mess up reading this. This is just how it works. Everyone ready? Excellent. Thanks, Jackie. All right. So, dear Miss Rose, that was so nice. Set against the decade that brought us the generation-defining movies, reality bites, and singles, and the wildly popular sitcom Friends, my debut novel title is about choices we make as young people and the friends who see us through a lifetime, no matter what. Complete at 92,000 words, it is a multi-POV book club fiction. When three sorority sisters move in together in the 1900s, in the 1900s, in the 1990s, they face the highs and lows of love, career, and identity, finding their way from college to adulthood in a journey marked by ambition, sacrifice, and the powerful connection that shapes who they become. Shannon's bravado hides the family secrets that she thought she left behind the day she set foot on campus. Despite longing to find love, Shannon's ambition drives daring and sometimes dangerous romantic and professional choices. As title unfolds, Shannon learns that despite her success, she can't outrun her past. Amy, an idealistic first-generation Korean American, has a traditional family that embraces her at every turn. Buoyed by her roommates, Amy finds her voice and discovers a passion for journalism. Her career catapults her into the arms of a popular TV anchor, but after a devastating revelation, Amy must rethink her beliefs about culture, tradition, and family. Beautiful Melissa follows her mother's advice: find a good man and keep him happy. When Melissa meets her prince, she makes trade-offs in the name of love, following his lifelines and traditions. She seems to have the perfect marriage, but her compromises pile up until the day everything implodes, and Melissa must rediscover all the pieces of herself she'd let slip away. There's a bio about the person. Today, there are 400,000 women in sororities and 4 million sorority alumni. These bonds conclude after graduation, although active alumni network celebrating members' accomplishments, including recently published books. For example, my sororities magazine is set to 150,000 members and alumni. That's it. That's the query.
I got hung up on two things.
Okay.
One, I realized your glasses make you look like Judge Judy.
What?
I love Judge Judy.
Okay.
Glasses. Second, I love that show, Single Ladies, and grew up watching it. And absolutely, that's what I was like, man, I love that show. I really need to start watching that show again.
I don't think I know it.
I am so here for Single Ladies. Holy. And you would love it. I think you would. I don't know. It's about a bunch of single ladies who live in the city and do single ladies stuff. And they have some goofy neighbor guys who come in, and it's like a sitcom. And I think it was after Rock.
Okay. Jackie, I think you have something much more important to say.
I may have something to say about the query.
Okay.
Firstly, we have talked a lot about multi-point of view queries before, and I think a lot of agents and editors find it difficult, even, not saying you can't write a multi-POV story, but when each of them kind of get equal time in the query, it kind of gets a little hard to focus. So I think you almost have to pick a lead to focus on, because it's very hard to get a sense of what the story is when in one paragraph we're trying to follow all of these different characters. And I had one other comment. I mean, I kind of like the way there's kind of that market tie-in saying, here's the people this will appeal to. There's all of these, sorority sisters and college grads who'll be interested. But I'm not sure that I'm seeing a direct link between a market case for the book and the fact that there are a lot of people who went through this experience. Like, what do you know what I mean? What is it about this book? If you were writing a nonfiction and you were identifying your audience, that would be, I think, more relevant than if you're writing a fiction book and saying, it's like saying, well, there's a lot of women and women like women's stories. It's like, what is it about this women's story that will appeal to those readers?
I agree. I mean, I get it, like sororities, whatever. My big question, and I understand, like you were saying, like there's a market because it's the generation, but why set it in the 1990s? Like, what is the purpose of that? Like, what is anchoring this in historical fiction? And yes, I said the H word because 1990s from
it's
us
historical.
right now is historical. So
I know why it takes place in 90s before we get Single Ladies took place in the 90s.
Yes.
Focus Lane.
And so did Friends, and so did probably this author go to school in the 90s, is what I'm guessing. So, I mean, I understand why it was set there, but we also need to know why it is set there, like beyond that. Yes, Friends was a 90s show. Yes, Single Ladies was set in the 90s. Yes, this author, I'm assuming, was in college and was in a sorority in the 90s. And so, right, but at the same rate, like, why is this not brought forward to contemporary fiction? I feel like it could still easily sit in a contemporary space because sororities still exist to this day.
Do they? They really, though?
Yes, they do.
But I think the sororities of the 90s is...
But this isn't a story about sororities. This is a story about women and their journeys through life.
Single Ladies. I don't know. I don't even know if that's the real theme song. I mean, I would read the pages. I'd read the book. Everything, because just the comp of Single Ladies.
I think what's missing for me here, and I think this is just another way of saying what Anne said, why this book, why now? And it's almost like the query is telling us more about the market than the story, if that makes sense. Like we're hearing, because we all relate to the comps, and we weren't in sororities, I'm guessing, because I was in Australia and we didn't have them. But you were. Okay, so one of the three of us was. But the point being, I think the author is leading with the market more than with the hook for the story.
I agree. I think you're right with like trying to focus this a little bit more on maybe one of their journeys, and then how they intersect would be really important here. While they each might have their own journey, so is it that every side character in every book should have their own journey, right? So even if each of these characters get their own time on the page, mentioning them and then following one of them through this query, I think would make it feel a little bit more substantial. That's just my opinion.
I think we should hear about Anne's sorority days, and it'll help us understand this book.
I think that is completely irrelevant.
I'm gonna have to go watch Single Ladies now. I mean, I honestly don't remember anything from the query, as bad as that sounds, other than Single Ladies, because I was like, I love that show.
Okay,
like,
so
holy shit.
If your query is distracting the agent by how much they liked Single Ladies or Friends or whatever else, and they're now going to go over to TBS and watch reruns of stuff and not read your pages, that could be a problem. Just saying. Now, that may just be Lane.
I hate Friends.
Yes.
I hate Friends. Friends is awful.
Okay.
But Single Ladies, yes. But you're right, because I was like, Single Ladies, I have to go watch Single Ladies.
I think the query letter is a great first shot. Like, I think that it does a lot of things here. I think a lot of agents would look at the pages. I would probably still look at the pages.
Yeah.
I would definitely read the synopsis and see how it all comes together, because I'm a synopsis girl. So it's not a failure of a query at all, but we do think that there are some things that this author could do to sharpen this up and just to make it feel a little bit more hooky, and just try to understand why it sits where it does, not just the market that it sits in.
Yep. No, I agree.
I'd love a retelling of Single Ladies. I think that would be amazing.
Yeah. All right, we're getting way off track. So we are going to cut this one short because I have to get onto a meeting.
Indeed.
And it has been wonderful. So thank you once again for joining us for another episode of Quelling Your Query Conundrums. If you have a query that you have conundrums about, please go ahead and send it to the link below that Lane is probably going to post for us. We don't know. Hopefully he will, if he ever gets back from watching reruns of Single Ladies. And also, don't forget to join us next week, if this airs before then, for our annual AMA. Monthly? Whatever. It's one of those things. It's our last one of this year. That's all I've got to say. So join us then on the 11th of December at, what is it, 7 o'clock?
7 Eastern.
Eastern time. Thank you, Jackie. All
7
right. See you
p.m.
all then, and happy holidays to all.